Oh. Oh. Hello, through. Hello, life. Oh. Hello, high roller. Wonder if high roller really gambles, or if that's just kind of a name for some. High roller, do you gamble? Hello, Jesus. Hello, KC. Hello, Jennifer Lynn. Hello, Build It Up Women's Ministry. Not to laugh at your cause, but it's just a long name. Hello, Chad. Hello, Diane. Hello, Kay Adams. Hello, Bridget. Hello, Bilson. Hello, Relax. Hello, Garcia. Marshall, David, Delta, Daniel. And, okay, well, thank you, high roller. What makes you a high roller if you don't gamble? Hello, Randy. Hello, 2020. Hello, Rocio. Hello again, Relax. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Saydan and RCM and everybody else that's joining. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It's kind of a special edition. We can get to that in a little bit. But it's Thursday morning. It is 7:16 in the a.m. That stands for morning, for anybody confused. It's a surprisingly warm feeling Thursday morning. I just looked at the weather app. It says it's 56 degrees, but it feels much warmer than that. Okay, that's a great nickname, High Roller. High Roller is in a wheelchair and has spina bifida, which I'm not, to be honest, that familiar with. But he's in a wheelchair, and his nickname is High Roller. And I think that's probably it's hilarious. It's a healthy, probably way to handle the challenges that life throws at us, and I think the best way to do it is with laughter, and I think you've got an incredibly great attitude about it, so kudos to you. Good morning, Corey J. But anyway, as I was saying, it's Thursday morning. It's a beautiful day in Naperville. It says it's 56 degrees, but I'm out here in a t-shirt and sandals without socks. With the sun coming through, it feels kind of warm, but if the clouds go back, it might get a little cold. Can I type the name of your watch on your wrist in this chat? That's a lot of... I'm confused. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a great day. I'm concerned a little bit if the clouds go behind the sky, or behind the sky. The sun goes behind the clouds, that it might feel like 56 degrees. When I came out, it felt so warm in the sun, but as it kind of drifts behind the clouds, it feels a little bit cooler. But anyway, let me have a little water. This is a show I've been doing for a while, and it is, for those that have been watching, you know it's a show about me talking, but it's a show about more than that. I'm fairly good at talking. I don't know if I'm good at it, but I do a lot of it. I think when I'm not talking, my mind has too much time to sit there and stress and be, I don't know. Hold on. Somebody's asking me to follow them, so I'm going to follow them because they have a specific question about something. So, Marcus, I'm going to follow you, and then we can chat about whatever you want to chat about. Hello, Teresa Ann. Thank you so much for following the host. Jimmy, it's not Bruce Willis. It's Ken Tracy. I'm a Bruce Willis wannabe, I guess, because I like Bruce Willis, and I talk about him a lot because a lot of, I don't know, I really like his movies and his characters he played, and he was kind of a simple guy, but usually a good guy, and, I mean, I can't even think of him as a bad guy, but just a good guy, but an imperfect guy, as we all are, and I don't know. So I like him. He's kind of a regular guy, but an action hero at the same time. But anyway, as you know, as I was saying a minute ago, this isn't just a show about me talking. I do a lot of talking because when I'm talking, I feel, I don't know, gets the stuff out of my mind that scares me or stresses me or worries me or frets me or what have you. Because I think when you're alone with your thoughts, sometimes life can be a scary place if your thoughts aren't in the right place. And this morning, I'm not saying my thoughts were in the wrong place, but I had some concerning thoughts and was thinking about some things and was struggling and was laying in bed and wasn't sure if I was going to, what my plan was for the day. And I said I'd get started with my coffee like I always do. And I was debating going live like I usually do. But here I am with my cup of coffee and, I don't know, talking to my phone, sitting outside on a beautiful day in Naperville, Illinois. And I am excited to take my first sip of coffee today. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Yeah, it's the cinnamon dolce. It's the cinnamon dolce. I'll say it one more time. It's the cinnamon dolce. For those that don't know, I work at Super Target and been there for about 3.5 months. And honestly, I think my time there is about to change. And I took that job after being a realtor for 17 years and really needed to get from February to June. And I've almost made it to June. And now I have some other decisions I need to make. And I think one of those decisions is going to be leaving a job I kind of enjoy at Super Target. And I think I'm pretty darn good at. And I like the people there and I like the customers, but the job I took isn't going to do it for me. Kind of makes me sad. I always kind of wondered how this store worked, and I always shop there as a customer because it seems well run, and you know the prices are pretty good, and the bathrooms are clean, and the people are happy there that are customers and workers alike. So it worked out good when I got the job there. And I always kind of thought, and I kind of joked that they're probably going to be mad at me for saying this, but it's almost June, so who cares? I always thought it seemed like I don't know, kind of an ant hive, and I mean this in a positive way, of worker ants or worker bees or whatever, working separately but towards a greater good. And there was a queen bee or queen ant or whatever it is. And honestly, after working there for 3 months, I feel that's a pretty good, they might not like the analogy or the metaphor or whatever, but I think it's fairly accurate. I think they have a lot of solid employees doing work, moving towards a mission, each knowing their tasks, kind of working independently, and somehow through a management system, moving in the direction of getting the store the way it should be for the customers and getting the stock shelved and taking care of the customers as much as they need to and doing what needs to be done. And again, it keeps it works. And it works real well. And kudos to Target for setting up a store that I like as a customer, that I always shop at. So many people come through my aisles and ask me where something is that's not. I work in the grocery department in the cereal aisle generally at Super Target. It could be because I think it's an important aisle. It could be because I'm tall and the top shelf is fairly high, and if you can't reach the yes, Marcus, I can message you back on your TikTok message, but not while I'm doing my live show. But I'm the only one tall enough to reach the top shelf. So that might be why I have the job. Um, but anyway, I'll be sad to leave it. I'll be sad to leave it because I really like the company. I really like the store. I really like a lot of the people I work with. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'm a worker bee or a drone ant or a worker ant. My lot in life is a different one, and my ambition in life is different than to be one of a 10 million moving towards a little bit towards a greater good. There's no, if one ant excels or one ant works extra hard or one ant picks up stuff along the way or one ant hurries a little faster, no great rewards come to that ant, and no great acknowledgement comes to that ant either. And and that's okay. And that's okay. But for a guy that's worked his whole life as either a stockbroker or a realtor, and there was a couple stints there as a waiter, I always was recognized, compensated, rewarded by hustling, by doing more, by cleaning up, by smiling a little bigger, by shining a little brighter, by doing my best and what have you. And yeah, I think I should be in a job or a career where I'm either running my own business or, I hate to say sales because I just left a sales job, but maybe I just didn't like the sales job. I left a job as a realtor that I'd done for 17 years. I don't want to go back. I'd never go back. I don't like the job. I don't think it was good for me. I don't even really like the profession. I'm friends with a lot of realtors, but generally, makes me kind of squeamish thinking about it. Marcus, no, I didn't get your TikTok message that you sent on TikTok. I'm doing a live show. You'll have to wait till I'm done with the live show. I don't want to talk about your TikTok message anymore. I'm sure it's very important, but I don't know who you are. I appreciate you wanting to be friends and reach out and ask me a question, but I'll look at it in a bit. Yeah, man. I mean, okay. Yeah, Marcus must be something. Yeah. Come on, man. Do car sales. I was thinking about that. I think I could like car sales. Could be too similar to real estate sales. I think I might struggle trying to, I don't know. I wouldn't want to charge the customers more than I had to. Hello, Sarah. Good morning, Scott Concrete. And I think part of a car salesman commission is getting a customer, to pay more for the car. I think you, as a commission, get a chunk of the overage the customer pays. And I think that might be hard for me because I'd want to give it to the client or customer as cheaply as I could. And I think I'd struggle with that. Hello, Just Todd. Yeah, no, that might be tough. I mean, I don't mind haggling. I kind of enjoy the sport of it. I kind of enjoyed the sport of it as a customer, negotiating with car salespeople. It's funny. My ex-wife and I tried to buy a car a couple of years ago. And all my life, you'd come in about 10% below the asking price and work your way to a final price that's decent enough for the car sales or for the car dealership and decent enough for me, the buyer. But we sat down with this guy because we needed a SUV or a big car, the 7-seater or something like that. And I think the asking price on the car was like 45, and he wrote down like 50 or 51 on the piece of paper. And I go, "What's this?" And he goes, "This is what we'll sell it to you for." And I go, "But what do you mean? The sticker on the window says 45. Why are you writing 50 or 51 on a piece of paper? I don't understand." He goes, "Well, the inventory's low and demand is high, and we know we can get it." And I thought he was blowing smoke, and I go, if we don't, I'll start at 40, because that's just the way I did it. That's the way I worked. And oh, 1 second here, just checking on that person. Yeah, he wouldn't hear of 40. 40 wasn't an interest to him. He was content in the high 40s. And for a guy that's always bought a car below asking price, I wasn't familiar with the concept of paying more. And I think I struggled with that as a realtor in the last couple of years, with houses flying off the market so quick and bidding wars being common. I had a hard time asking my buyers to bid above asking price. It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel the way the market should work. But that is the way the market worked in cars and in houses over the last couple of years. And I don't know, it didn't work well for me. And I felt uncomfortable doing it. Hello there, Beverly. Thank you for joining, everybody. I felt uncomfortable asking my clients. I would have struggled doing it. But I quickly realized if a house was, I don't know, $350,000 and they wanted to come in at $340,000, it wasn't going to do any good, because somebody was going to end up paying $380,000 for the home. And that was hard, and it felt, I didn't know what my role was, but I was uncomfortable, again, getting them to pay, to ask too much for the home. So let's have a little more coffee, or to pay too much for the home. It is a beautiful morning. Oh, that's good. So, it's 7:31. It's a beautiful day. I'm excited about my day. I got a new book. I got a new book the other day, and I'm looking forward to reading it a little bit more. And it's a book that was recommended by a viewer here on Coffee with Ken. And it's called How Starbucks Saved My Life. And I read the first chapter yesterday, and I read it at Starbucks, ironically. Not that ironically, because that's where I'm going to read it more today. And I had something going today, and I did not work today. So I'm looking forward to reading that book. It's about a guy, I think he wrote it when he was 63, but I think the story, and he goes back a little bit. I thought it was going to be in the business section or the inspirational section, but it's actually a biography about a guy that was an advertising exec and made a ton of money, but got laid off from his company as he got older, and fell on hard times, and was struggling, and was down and out, and feeling low, and was sitting at a Starbucks doing his couple times a week splurge on himself with his latte, and somebody asked him if he wanted a job. And a young woman, and he interviewed on the spot. And I think as the chapter I finished ends, hey, thank you so much, Just Todd Music, for sharing the live. I think as the first chapter ends, I don't know if he's officially offered the position. The woman says, we'll let you know. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. For those that are watching, you guys know I spend a lot of time in Starbucks. I enjoy it a lot. I got a show called Coffee with Ken. I used to work there. It was my office away from my office as a realtor. I think I don't drink alcohol for the last 18, 19 months, and I feel like it's kind of a bar for me without alcohol, and that people come and go. They're usually in a good mood. There's meetings going on. There's dates going on. There's families coming in and eating their little cake pops. It's a real pleasant environment for me, and I'm going to go enjoy that pleasant environment today and read my book and see if any of the employees have heard of the book. I showed it to 3 at a different Starbucks yesterday. I'm going to a different one. I'm going to mix up my Starbucks today. I want to talk to the manager at the Starbucks I'm going to today, named Julie, who I mentioned a few weeks ago, and she's a nice woman, and she seems to have some good thoughts, good head on her shoulders, and I kind of want to pick her brain career-wise, and I don't know, talk to her a little bit. So looking forward to doing that. My second daughter has a track meet today out in Oswego, and it's my afternoon to spend with my little nugget of love, Augie. So I'm going to pick him up this afternoon, and drive out and cheer on my daughter at her track meet and watch her compete. She's an awesome athlete. She's an awesome kid, an awesome girl. Most of her life she did gymnastics and cheer, and she's doing track as well. I'm not totally sure why, but she is. And 'cause running's hard. Track is hard. And I used to run track and cross country, and it's not like a glorious sport, but it's a great sport, and I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to watching it. Somebody asked, where am I? I'm in Naperville, Illinois. I'm going to be here for another 3 weeks. I move in 3 weeks, and I'm looking forward to that. I think I've been kind of dreading it. I think a lot of times in life we dread some upcoming event, and I think when the event actually arrives, suddenly we go, hey, that wasn't that bad, or that went pretty well, or that was actually kind of fun. And we feel better, and we look back and we go, what the heck were we stressing out for the last 2 months about a dentist appointment, or a move, or a job switch, or I don't know. You lived in Woodridge for 6 years, now Peoria. I went to Downers North, so you probably could have gone to Downers North depending on your age, but I have a lot of friends from Woodridge. I grew up in Downers Grove, so right by there. So let's drink a little more coffee. I don't know how long I'm going to talk for you. How many viewers do we have right now? 42, that's a pretty good number. I'm enjoying the crud out of TikTok and social media and talking to my phone. And I don't know, I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I would look back and watch all these videos, and I say this a lot, and edit them and repost them on various social media platforms, and as YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels or TikToks. And once I add music and words, I think the message is usually a strong one, a usually positive one, a usually optimistic one. And I like the message that that watching these, good morning motocross, Eric. I think I do a pretty good job on this, honestly. And I like my videos. And I think if you like what you're doing, nothing else really matters. You know? I think for most of my life, and I've talked about it a lot, I liked who I was, but I thought if somebody else didn't like me, that something was wrong, or I had to convince them to that I was cool, or that I was all right, or that I was funny, or that I was nice, or that I was neat, or that I mattered. And apparently it happens to a lot of us. But as we age, we put some of that aside, and we stop kind of worrying about what other people think so much. And because even if we're married, and even if we have a family of 10 kids, you know, when you wake up in the middle of the night, even if your wife or husband is laying next to you, a lot of times you're still alone with your thoughts. And I've been married twice, and I'm divorced twice. And I think I struggled with being alone in my thoughts, because sometimes I have dark thoughts. And I don't know. I felt like, hey, I shouldn't be alone in my thoughts. My wife's laying right there. What's the problem? You know, I should be feeling good. I should be content. I should be happy. I should feel loved and feel warm and safe. And again, I just realized until you're okay with who you are and what you're doing, and okay being alone, I don't think you have a great chance of being okay in a relationship. And I think that was a big struggle for me. And it was a big struggle with me. And I probably blame my wives for not making me happy. And that sounds so silly saying right now. Or blaming the people around me for not making me happy. Or, I don't know, my boss, my track coach, my whatever, college roommate. And I think you got to be okay with yourself, and be okay being alone, and be okay with your path, and be okay with your mission. And if you don't like being alone, start believing in a higher power and having some faith and believing in God or the universe or the force or whatever you want to call it. I go to a Christian church every Sunday, and I'm far from a devout Christian. I don't read the Bible, but I'm hanging out with a lot of good people, starting their Sunday off on a positive note with music and camaraderie and faith and hope and belief and worship. And I think all those things are really bedrocks, for feeling good about yourself and feeling okay with where you are. And I don't think you need to believe that Moses parted the Red Sea. I'm not saying he did, and I'm not saying he didn't. But I don't think you got to believe in everything to get a good message, to get the right message. And I think I could probably get it at any church, in any faith. Just being around a bunch of people working on themselves and believing in something more than themselves, I think is a good place to be. And I love starting my Sundays off there. And I love bringing my little nugget of love. I'm going to get teary-eyed. I've been thinking about him a lot today. My little nugget of love, Augie. But I shouldn't be teary-eyed. I get to see him at 3 o'clock today, and we get to go watch his sisters meet, and that's going to be fun, and it's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous day. But yeah, he's a little nugget of love, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. And I'm looking forward to my day. I'm looking forward to drinking this coffee. It is a tag. The only reason I don't say it is I don't even know what the second word is. Is it Heuer or Hewer? Everyone's guessing what my watch is. I don't know. I bought it like 5 years ago. It's a Tag Heuer or Hewer. I don't know. They sponsor some Grand Prix races is all I know. I got everyone guessing what kind of watch it is. I don't know. Just a watch. Lapsed Catholic here. Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm very happy with it. I have an Apple Watch too, and I don't wear it at all. I bought this. It's interesting. I bought one of these in it's almost exact watch in the early 90s. And I hate to say it, but I'm fairly sure my neighbor stole it. I'm fairly sure my neighbor stole it. And, I was kind of regretting it. And I think in life things happen for a reason. And I didn't know what the reason was. And at that time, I didn't think that things happen for a reason. And I was bitter. And I was angry. And for like 15 years or 10 years or 12 years or something like that, I was bitter at my neighbor. I might still be a little bitter at my neighbor. But if he stole it, he must have needed it more than I. And about 5 years ago, I never had come to peace with the loss of the watch. I went out and bought the most similar watch I could. Same brand, same black face, same silver band. And it's as fancy of a watch as I need or ever would want. And I'm not trying to be flashy. It just seems like a good everyday watch. I wear it at Target. I wear it swimming. I wear it all the time. It looks cool. It's sporty. It's kind of classy. I didn't feel comfortable. I have an Apple Watch, but I don't like the Apple Watch. I don't know. And I've talked about it before, but it's just one more connection to the internet. And one more thing telling you to, I don't know, respond to a text or stand up and breathe or walk some more steps. And some people probably like having a coach on their wrist, but I didn't like having a coach on my wrist. I got started obsessing and like watching it too much and going, oh, I wonder how my rings are doing. Am I going to fill in my rings? Am I going to get enough steps in? Am I going to do this enough? And again, my mind already is working like that. I don't need my wristwatch nagging me to do it as well. So, I don't know. I prefer this watch that just tells time. Tells the date too, but actually the date's right. Wait, what date is it? Is it the 10th or the 11th? It says the 10th. I talked about this before too. It's very frustrating. Whoever invented the calendar, we should have stuck with 30 days on each day and just dropped 5 off at the end of the year. We could have let everything work itself out, because my watch can't keep track of February's to June's to, I don't know, whatever month, December's, which I have 31. Anyway. Oh. One more thing to take my attention. Hello, Moonlight. Somebody said neighbors can be just the worst. I'm not sure why you think neighbors can be the worst. I mean, I guess I saw somebody on Facebook post about dandelions and how she had so many dandelions. She was frustrated. She wished they were flowers. And it was interesting, because the only issue she had with the dandelions is that we call them weeds. If we called them flowers, they would be flowers. And they'd be pretty, and they'd be yellow, and they'd be poofy, and they'd be neat. When they died, they'd kind of die a neat, dramatic death where their little seeds get blown off. And how many positive memories do we all have as a kid? I mean, either popping dandelions and flicking the yellow head off, or grabbing the dandelion when it was mature or about to die and blowing off all the seeds and watching them fly off. I'm not totally sure what we have against dandelions. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, there's so many flowers that'll take up a field, and we'll call them beautiful. Maybe it's because they're in our grass. Maybe because they're in our grass that we struggle with them. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, though. And I wrote that on her thing. Hey, just change your perspective and call the dandelions flowers, and you're going to feel a lot better. I'm kind of in a quandary. Got 2/3 of a cup of coffee, and it's not quite as hot as I'd like. But if I top it off, it's just going to be more of not quite as hot of coffee as I'd like. So I'm going to commit to this coffee and take a couple big swigs. Oh. Lucy joined. Thank you for joining, Lucy. Oh. Let me see something in here. Oh, shoot, it went away. Saw a name I was familiar with. I wanted to check it out. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Tony. Hello, Joy. Thank you, Joy, for doing that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Joy, we need a nickname for you. I have... Joy's kind of quiet. I mean, she's not quiet. She does a live every, a few times a week. I was actually on her live a little bit before I went to sleep last night. She helps me out and moderates some of my lives. I got like 4 or 5 moderators. And one of them has a nickname, the Silent Hammer. I think her name is Tara. She doesn't comment a whole lot, but she's been around and comments enough that she became a moderator. And she enjoys her job. She called herself the Silent Hammer one day. And I love that nickname. What's it, Brian Dennehy? Do you guys remember Walking Tall? Is anybody old enough to have seen the movie Walking Tall? I think Brian Dennehy starred in that. And he was he was Brian Dennehy. And he walked around with his big stick. I mean, and he beat up bad guys with it. I should watch it again, because my memory of it is very spotty. But I think Brian Dennehy started. Okay, do you remember it? Was it Brian Dennehy in the movie? And it was called Walking Tall. They might have even done a remake. I think it was Brian Dennehy who passed, I don't know, some time ago. But anyway, I don't know why I'm thinking of Brian. Oh! Walking Tall. It's kind of like Tara, who's the silent hammer. Hey, your dad wants me joined. Oh, yeah. Hi, Karen M. I hear I look like Bruce Willis. Thank you, Joy. It was Brian Dennehy? Okay, thank you. I should probably watch that movie again, because that's one of those movies. I've been reflecting back a lot on the 70s and thinking a lot about the 70s. I don't know why. Maybe at this time of life, at mid-50s, you get nostalgic and you think back in your earliest memories. And as I was saying, I work in the cereal aisle at Target, and for some reason, or grocery stores or cereal specifically reminds me of being a kid. And I don't know, it's kind of nice to reflect from time to time. I'm almost done enough with my coffee to heat it up and to top it off and to pour some more. I think I might do that. Is Jenny your ex? No, Tony, I know I have some weird people, and I'd rather not talk about it, but yeah, no, I got a lot of ghost accounts. I don't think they're my ex. I think they're just really sad people. I think they're honestly a group of women that maybe were cheated on or dumped by their boyfriends, or that don't like men, or I don't know, that stalk me around and I don't know, create fake accounts and don't have anything better to do than create fake accounts and say bad things about me. Thank you, Joy. Yeah, no, it's amazing, Tony. It's amazing. And again, it's a problem with TikTok, and I talked about it to TikTok. They let people, because once you can go live, they give you little instructional videos, and it talks about how to deal with hateful comments and how you can mute them and how you can block them. But the problem is TikTok allows people to keep creating fake accounts. So if I wanted to, I could create 1 million accounts, and no matter how many times you blocked each fake account, I could keep coming back as another another person, and you couldn't stop it. And it's weird. And no, Joy, it's amazing. It's amazing that there's people like that walk the streets. But anyway. So I appreciate you being there, Joy. Tony, I appreciate you asking your question. And I appreciate all the good people that are watching today. And I'd rather not focus it, and I'd rather not give them the attention. They must be starved for attention. I mean, they must be starved for attention. But again, I think it's best just to ignore them and let them be them. Because I realized a long time ago you can't change people. And doesn't do any good. And, they're going to be them. I wish TikTok could do something about it, because honestly, it's the one platform that allows it, and it's sad because again, you try and do good things, and thank you. Yeah, Joy, be a little more vicious on that, please, if you would, because it's just distracting. It's like one of those people, and I don't care what you think about the climate or activism. But it's one of those people that throws mustard on a beautiful work of art, and they say they're doing it, that they're doing it for to bring awareness to the climate or something like that. And I think they're just people desperate for attention that don't know how to get it or were ignored. Yeah, I wish they would, Shannon. I know. Again, it's sad because, you can ruin a work of art by throwing a can of mustard on it. And some people like to do that. But It's best not to give them too much attention. Just have Joy do what she's doing. Hey, Shirley the Squirrely. We're calling Shannon Shan. But anyway, I'm excited about my day. Again, there's some clouds coming up. I got some coffee to drink. Looking forward to getting a lot done today. And I'm going to read that book again for anyone just joining. One of my viewers suggested I get the book, How Starbucks Saved My Life. And I read the first chapter yesterday, and it seems really interesting. And honestly, the story kind of mirrors my own. A guy that fell from some high financial position and is struggling and is dealing with some things, and takes a job at Starbucks. And I'm curious to see how the job goes. Yeah, Joy, I just got it yesterday, or 2 days ago at Barnes & Noble, and I started reading it yesterday. And the people at Starbucks hadn't even heard of it, but it's How Starbucks Saved My Life. And again, it looks interesting, and I've read the first chapter, and it's kind of got me hooked. And I'm looking forward to actually going to go to Starbucks, and I'm going to read it there today. And was it interesting, Tony? Okay. Yeah. And see how Starbucks saved this guy's life. And I'm sure I'm going to draw some inspiration from it. And I think it's good to be a little bit inspired every day and find something to be positive about, and find something to feel good about. So, yeah, he was a marketing exec who was laid off when he was like 53 by the woman he got hired. And yeah, he was down on his luck and, hurting and feeling bad. And the woman offered him a job at Starbucks. And I think he took it. Jack, how are you? We've needed you, Jack. We've needed you today. Joy's not it. Or I've needed the silent hammer. I think Joy's inherently too sweet to be the silent hammer. But I've needed you. I'm glad you're here, Jack. Did you just waking up, my little Jackson? Jackson 5? Maybe that can be your nickname. If I'm sure Sean Kennery, you can be Jackson 5. Oh. So, hey, RJ, thank you. Yeah, hey, all right, there we go. But I'm having a great morning. Again, it feels so good. And I always debate getting started. But it's awesome sitting outside. It's awesome seeing the birds, hearing the birds chirp. The coffee cinnamon dolce. It's awesome talking. It's awesome sharing a little bit of my morning with you, watching you guys connect and do your thing. Guy walking his dog across the street. It's so interesting. And again, I've talked about it a fair amount. I live on Main Street in Naperville, town 145,000. Not one car has driven by. Not one car has driven by. Not one. But anyway, I live at the end of a cul-de-sac. It's where Main Street ends. And but it's such a pretty little street with tiny little homes. And I don't know, cute little neighborhood. I'm gonna miss it. The location's great. The location's right by my Target, right by a bunch of Starbucks. There's a Starbucks I can walk to. I'll probably ride my scooter there today. Because it's gonna be a beautiful day, and I want to get some miles in before I pick up my little nugget of love at 3 o'clock. Not totally sure, Shannon. Not totally sure. Like to keep my options open. Still making some final decisions. But anyway, it's a beautiful morning, and I'm looking forward to my day. And I got a great night's sleep. I woke up at I don't know, like 5 o'clock, and decided I wanted to take the day off and went back to sleep and woke up about an hour and 40 minutes later and felt in a better place mentally. Still had some emotions going through me because I'm sad about a couple things. But it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to feel your emotions and to shed a tear from time to time. And as I felt a tear roll down my face as I lay in bed, I decided to get going after a little prayer and make my coffee. Decided to go live, decided to enjoy it outside, and decided to have an awesome day. And I'm looking forward to having an awesome day. And I'm excited about my day, and I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful night's sleep. I hope you're living in the moment. Because again, as I said earlier, I'm going to be moving in a few weeks, and a lot of times it'll be a stressor. And it's going to be a good experience once it happens. But I think the anticipation creates anxiety and creates inner turmoil, and I know it does for me. And I'm learning to put that down and be in the moment and enjoy the coffee and enjoy the day, and I hope you do as well. So one more sip of coffee. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.